There is a certain man known as the useless oldest son of Count Perdium. He is uncontrollable. He is a sword master that is stuck in his room. He is a man that is out of his mind. This man's name is Ghislain Perdium. While shaking in pain, a man in an armor contemplates about the fact that he lost to a garbage human like Ghislain. He could not believe that he who was the best knight in the north would lose to someone like that. Next to the knight, we see the bodies of several other knights. While the man was shaking in pain, someone walks up to him. The person asked him if the surrounding is cozy and warm. He told the knight that he put a lot of money into making the traps. The man talking was a knight with a nice armor and a pretty huge axe. With a cold gaze in his eyes, the man asked the knight if he likes the place. The knight became enraged when he heard this. He could not believe that a garbage human like Ghislain created a trap for him. He asked Ghislain if he knew about his plan beforehand. Our boy moved closer to the knight and told him that he knew everything. He explained to the man that he knew about how many they were, who the spies were, and who helped him with reinforcements. With a cold gaze in his eyes, Ghislain told the man that he knew it all. The knight was simply dancing in our boy's hand. The poor man could not accept this reality. He told Ghislain that he has always been a hidden ace card. The knight raised his voice and asked our boy to tell him how a useless bastard like him was able to know what was happening. Before he could finish talking, Ghislain used his leg to hit the man's face. He asked him to shut up. Our boy took off his helmet and told the man that he can continue trying to invade them. He informed the man that he is going to win the war and the next one after that. Our boy asked the knight if he knows the reason why he will win. With a smile on his face, Ghislain revealed to the man that he has all the plans. The scene shifts and we are taken back a year earlier. We are taken to a soldier's camp which is in the Luthania kingdom near Perdium estate. We see Ghislain wake up in one of the tents. Our boy was shocked to see that he is alive. He quickly placed his hand on his neck to confirm this. Ghislain was certain that he was in a different place a while ago. He remembered what happened earlier. A knight knocked his sword out of his hand. Our boy spat out some blood when the knight attacked him. When our boy fell to his knees, the knight with red hair and a golden armor said that it is now over for Ghislain, who is the mercenary king and one of the continent's 7 strongest men. With a smile on his face, the knight said that the war is over. This man is also among the continent's 7 strongest men. He is known as the noble knight Aiden. Aiden pointed his sword at Ghislain and asked him if he has any last words. Our boy told the man that he simply regrets being unable to fulfill his revenge. While breathing heavily, Ghislain told him that he hopes he dies. Aiden smiled when he heard this. He called our boy an arrogant bastard. He informed Ghislain that he never expected him to have been the oldest son of the fallen Perdium household. He reminded our boy that he left his family after his sister died. Ghislain was surprised to hear this. He asked Aiden to tell him how he knows this when he comes from a different kingdom. The noble knight asked our boy to not be surprised. He revealed to him that he knows a lot about him because he once worked his ass off to track him down. With an evil smile on his face, Aiden revealed to Ghislain that they were the ones who worked with the Delphine household to bring down his family. Our boy was shocked to hear that there were other people involved in the fall of his household other than Duke Delphine's household. Aiden moved his sword closer to Ghislain's neck. He told him that he does not need to know more since he is going to die anyway. He asked our boy to accept his fate. Ghislain was annoyed to hear this. He told the man that he will never forgive him. Aiden did not care about this. He beheaded Ghislain with a single strike. The scene shifts and we are taken back to the present. Ghislain moved closer to a barrel containing water. He wanted to see if his head was still on his neck. Our boy could not comprehend what was happening. He wondered if he was hallucinating. He noticed that he was much younger. Ghislain looked around. He wondered if he was taken captive and used as a lab rat by some mages. Our boy promised himself that he would make the arrogant bastards regret keeping him alive. While looking around, our boy saw a sword lying next to a barrel. While he was thinking, he hears someone call him young master. The person stepped into his tent and asked him to come out. He told him that he knows he is awake. This man is a soldier that belongs to the Perdium household. His name is Ricardo. Before the soldier could take another step, Ghislain appeared behind him and put a sword to his neck. The man was shocked to see this. With a serious tone in his voice, our boy informed the man that he will let him leave if he answers his questions correctly. Ricardo referred to Ghislain as young master and told him that he is crossing the line. Our boy was surprised to see how casually the man spoke. He did not expect the man to have such a weird reaction when he is being threatened. Ghislain asked the soldier to tell him what he is talking about. Ricardo pushed Ghislain back and revealed to him that he tired himself out from his tantrum earlier and fell asleep. Our boy was surprised to hear this. While touching his neck, Ricardo asked his master if he forgot everything after sleeping. He reminded Ghislain that he was throwing tantrum about how he wanted to command the group to raid the orcs. Ghislain could not comprehend what the man was saying. He asked the man to stop spouting nonsense. Ricardo picked up a bag and asked our boy to pack his stuff. He explained to him that people are waiting. With a nervous look on his face, Ghislain asked the soldier to tell him where they are going. Ricardo walked past our boy and told him that they are going to the Perdium estate. Ghislain was shocked to hear this. He quickly turned around and grabbed the man. He asked him to repeat what he said. Ghislain asked Ricardo if he is talking about the fallen Perdium estate. The scene shifts and we see our boy outside. While standing at the top of a cliff, Ghislain looked at his estate from afar. Our boy was certain that this was the Perdium estate. He did not understand why it was looking fine. He remembered that it was reduced to ashes the last time he saw it. Ricardo moved close to his master and asked him if he had a nightmare. He could not believe that Ghislain would call his household a fallen one. He told our boy that the Count will kick him out if he hears this. Our boy still wasn't convinced that everything was real. He believed that he was dreaming, pinched his cheek to confirm if he was dreaming. Seeing that he could feel pain, Ghislain realized that everything was real. Due to the fact that he had a younger face and his estate was in its original form, our boy was able to deduce that he had returned back to the past. Our boy's younger self resented his household. The immaturity born from feeling inferior led to trouble. As time passed, more people in the household avoided him. Ghislain was unable to withstand the criticism, so he ran away from home. Several years after that, our boy became a mercenary. He survived countless battles and managed to build up his skills. He eventually made a name for himself. After achieving so much, Ghislain returned to his county in order to make up for his past mistakes. Unfortunately for him, his household had already been crushed to dust by the time he returned. While looking at his family flag, Ghislain realized that everything is still here. All the people he holds dear are still here. Our boy laughed like a madman. He could not believe what had happened to him. He wanted to sing a song in joy. However, it was too early to rejoice. Ghislain remembered that Ricardo said that they came here to raid the orcs. Our boy could never forget what happened in the orc raid in his past life. This is the day that most people in the raid squad will die. In his past life, Ghislain followed the group to the raid and other to make a name for himself. At that time, the reports had said that there were only 3 orcs. Our boy believed that the fight would be easy enough for someone like him who had no experience in commanding a squad. Unfortunately for him, there were more than 20 orcs. Almost everyone died because our boy had been stubborn and wanted to command a squad. Ghislain pulled himself together. He assured himself that he could take care of the monsters since they didn't really have a strategy. The only problem our boy had was that he did not know if the soldiers would trust him because they all see him as some useless bastard. While he was thinking, Ghislain hears a loud sound. A guard post made out of wood was thrown in front of him. One of the soldiers screams and tells the others that the orcs are here. The men immediately tried to take a stance. Ghislain was shocked to see that the orcs arrived early. He was certain that this was a little more early than his past life. The orcs easily tore the soldiers apart. They overwhelmed them with their huge weapons and their bodies. A man ordered the soldiers to get into formation. The man in a blue armor asked the soldiers not to panic. He ordered them to get into a defensive formation. This man is the commander of the raid squad. His name is Skovin. Before the man could get close to an orc, it swung its sword at him. Skovin managed to block the attack with his sword. The commander realized that his squad let their guard down. He could not believe that they were ambushed when they were not prepared. He was quite shocked to see that there were more orcs than reported. While he was thinking, someone calls out to him. The person asked him to look behind him. An orc was about to crush Skovin with its weapon. Before the orc could attack the commander, someone ran to him. The person grabbed the commander's shoulder and pushed him back. The person turns out to be Ghislain. Skovin was shocked to see his young master in front of him. Before the monster's axe could touch our boy, Ghislain stabbed it in its hand and used his sword to cut off its fingers. Immediately he did this. He cut the monster's thigh. Skovin and the rest of the soldiers were shocked to see this. The orc screamed out in pain and fell to the ground. Ghislain was annoyed to see the kind of cut he made. He realized that he could not yet use mana. He wished that he had returned to the past earlier. Ghislain turned to Skovin and asked him to give him something. The commander did not understand what the young master was talking about. With a confident look on his face, Ghislain asked Skovin to give him the commander's rights. Skovin could not believe that Ghislain actually asked for the right to command. The commander knew that Ghislain was an idiot, but he never expected him to ask for the right to command when their soldiers' lives are on the line. Skovin stood up and told our boy that he cannot give it to him. Ghislain was surprised to hear this. The man walked forward and asked our boy if he believes that the battlefield is a game. He explained to our boy that he cannot give up the authority that the Lord gave him easily. Our boy was annoyed to hear this, however. He completely understood the man. He knew that he would have also behaved the same way if an idiot walked up to him and asked him for the right to command. While he was thinking, an orc rushed to attack him. Skovin asked his young master to step back. He told him that he is too inexperienced to lead the squad. Immediately he heard this, Ghislain took a stance. He realized that he had no choice. To our surprise, our boy threw his sword. Skovin managed to dodge the sword before it could touch him. He turned around and grabbed Ghislain. He asked him to tell him why he attacked him. The moment he said this, the commander heard something. He quickly turned around. He saw Ghislain's sword in the middle of the monster's head. The orc could not even scream out. It simply fell to the ground. Skovin was shocked to see this. He wondered about how his young master was able to hit the orc's weak spot. Our boy called out to Skovin and asked him to tell him the important thing on the battlefield. He told the commander that there is no hope in winning a battle when the troops are filled with fear. Immediately he said this. We see the soldiers trembling when some orcs scream. With a smile on his face, Ghislain told the man that they need to gain momentum. The moment he said this, our boy ran forward. He took out his sword from the orc's head. He jumped directly into the middle of the monsters. Our boy landed on one of the monsters and stabbed it on its head. The soldiers were shocked to see this. While standing on top the orc's head, Ghislain screamed at the top of his voice. He asked the other monsters to come at him. He told them that he will kill all of them. The orcs quickly turned their attention to Ghislain. Our boy cut the first two orcs in their stomach and he cut off the hand of the third orc. While looking at the heads of the orcs flying around, Skovin wondered if he was dreaming. Even though he was a mana user, it was hard for him to do anything, and yet, his skinny young master is tearing the monsters apart. The commander quickly realized that our boy was already tired. However, Ghislain was using the smallest of movements to dodge the attack, and he used his sword to strike the orcs on their weak spot. Skovin realized that Ghislain was fighting like a manaless sword master. Our boy taunted the monsters by saying that he is still not yet warmed up. While running away, Ghislain told the orcs that they are not living up to their reputation as a warrior species. Ricardo was shocked to see all the orcs charging at his master. Another soldier next to him noticed that our boy was running away despite the fact that he was talking trash. Ricardo called out to his commander. Skovin could not comprehend what Ghislain was thinking. He believed that it was a smart move for our boy to run into the orcs to get their attention. However, the commander did not understand why Ghislain would run in that direction. He was certain that the place leads to the edge of a cliff. The moment he thought of this, Skovin realized something. He understood our boy's intentions. He quickly asked his troops to raise a shield wall. He told them that they will follow our boy. When he got to the edge of the cliff, Ghislain told himself that Skovin would have understood his intention if he is a skilled commander. Our boy blocked the monster's attacks while he was waiting for Skovin. Ghislain preferred to kill all the orcs on his own. However, his awful stamina could not handle it. With a smile on his face, our boy told himself that he has done enough. Immediately he said this. The orcs heard someone coming at them from behind. When they turned around, they saw the commander and the rest of the soldiers forming a shield wall. The men held their spears tightly. Ghislain smiled when he saw this. He said that it was perfect. The moment he said this, he jumped off the cliff. Immediately our boy jumped. Skovin ordered his troops to push the orcs off the cliff. The soldiers moved close to the orcs and stabbed them with their spears, while screaming at the top of their voice. The soldiers successfully pushed the orcs off the cliff. The orcs fell to the ground and covered the area in blood. The soldiers were shocked to see what they had done. They could not believe that they managed to kill all the orcs. Immediately they took care of the monsters. Skovin moved to the edge of the cliff. He called out to his young master. To the man's surprise, Ghislain had pushed his sword into the cliff and held on tightly. While breathing heavily, our boy smiled at Skovin. The commander was relieved to see Ghislain. He stretched out his hand and asked him to grab it. Unfortunately, our boy's stamina was bad. His grip slowly loosened. Before Ghislain could reach for the commander's hand, He let go of the sword and fell. Scoven and the soldiers were shocked to see this. The scene shifts and we see someone calling Ghislain. Our boy immediately recognized this voice. He called out to the girl whose name is Elena. Our boy remembered how the girl cried when their mother died, how she used to thank him for helping her. He also remembered how his sister told him that she hates him. Ghislain was surprised to see memories of Elena. While he was thinking, someone grabbed him. The person turns out to be Elena. The little girl told her brother that she wants to go with him. The moment he heard this, Ghislain opened his eyes. He saw himself in a room. There was a cloth on his head. Ghislain was happy to see that the soldiers managed to save him. He wondered why he had such a weird dream. The moment our boy raised his head up, he felt pain all over his body. Ghislain realized that he was suffering the consequence of pushing his body to the limit. While our boy was shaking in pain, someone steps into the room. A maid with white hair was happy to see our boy awake. Ghislain was shocked to see the woman whose name is Belinda. The maid placed the bucket she was holding on the table and told her master that she was quite worried about him. She reminded Ghislain that she told him to let the soldiers handle everything. To Belinda's surprise, Ghislain rushed to hug her. The woman was shocked to see this. She asked her master if she offended him. Our boy told the woman that he is simply happy to see her. Belinda was Ghislain's personal tutor. Since he was little, Belinda was the only one who continued to stay by his side despite his idiotic antics. However, after the Perdium family fell to ruins, Belinda went missing. Our boy was no longer able to see her again. Belinda asked her master to tell her why he is happy when they see each other every day. Ghislain believed that he needed to tell his maid the truth. He asked the woman to listen carefully to him. He revealed to her that a catastrophe will soon strike their family. The maid asked her master to explain what he means. With a serious look on his face, Ghislain told the woman that he died and came back to life. The maid laughed and told her master that she knows that the orcs almost killed him. Our boy told her that he is not talking about that. Belinda explained to him that he is the one who is in danger and not the family. While the maid was warning our boy, he realized that she doesn't believe him. Belinda asked her master to tell her what he would have done if he was too hurt to go to the festival. Ghislain was surprised to hear this. Belinda asked her master if he has forgotten. She reminded him that Elena has been waiting for this day to go to the festival with him. She explained to her master that this is a great opportunity for he and his sister to become close to each other again. While looking at a picture of him and his sister, Ghislain remembered that a festival always happens at this time of the year. In his past life, Ghislain did not have time to enjoy the festival because of his traumatic experience. Our boy asked his maid to tell him when the festival will start. Belinda told her master that it will begin next week. A week from now is the day that Ghislain's life changed. While he was thinking, someone steps into his room. Our boy was shocked to see who came into his room. On the day of the festival, Ghislain got a memory that continues to haunt him. A week from today, his sister will die. The person who stepped into the room turns out to be Elena. Ghislain ran to hug his little sister. Belinda was shocked to see this. Elena was shocked to see what her brother did. She asked him to tell her what he is doing. Our boy told his sister that he has missed her. Elena pushed her brother back when she heard this. She told him that he is creeping her out. Ghislain was shocked to see how his sister easily pushed him back. He never knew that Elena was so strong. While dusting her clothes, Elena informed her brother that she came to see him because Belinda asked her to be here. She asked him to tell her the kind of game he is playing. She asked her brother if he believes that this will make everything okay. Ghislain asked his sister to tell him what she is talking about. Elena reminded her brother that he asked her to piss off because he is annoying. He told her that he feels disgusted from just feeling her breath. Ghislain was shocked to hear that he said this to Elena. Our boy remembered that he was not the closest person to his sister in his previous life. He was actually a complete piece of shit. Ghislain apologized to his sister for his behavior. Belinda was shocked to see that her master actually apologized first. Elena asked her brother if his head is all right. She remembered hearing that an orc hit him. Our boy was annoyed to hear this. He wondered why the two of them kept saying that he got hit. He told them that he was the one who got the monsters. The moment he said this, Ghislain felt a large amount of pain in his body. Our boy fell to the ground. With a cocky smile on her face, Elena told her brother that he came back unconscious after getting the orcs. The maid and Elena laughed when they saw the way Ghislain was trembling. Our boy was surprised to see the two of them laughing. He was happy to see that everyone acts exactly how he remembers them. Ghislain wondered why his past self wasted so much time on useless things. In the festival that happens next week, Ghislaine rejected Elena's offer to go together. He told her that the things that happened in the raid made him upset. This was the last time our boy saw his sister. Elena's body was found shredded to pieces along with her bodyguards. Ghislaine was annoyed that he did not go with his sister. While he was thinking, someone knocks on his door. 2 men in an armor open the door. These men were Elena's bodyguards. Their names are Jamal and Philip. Jamal informed his mistress that they were waiting for her. Elena asked the men if something is wrong. She reminded them that she asked them to wait outside. Jamal apologized to Elena. He revealed to her that the servants asked her to oversee their work on the festival supplies. Ghislaine was surprised to hear this. He asked the man to tell him why the maids would ask Elena to do such a thing. Belinda told her master that he does not know anything because he always lays around all day. She informed Ghislaine that there is a shortage of workers in Perdium, that even the young lady has to work. Our boy was surprised to hear this. He could not believe that they were actually short on workers. Of course, it was impossible for our boy to know anything about it because he never cared about such things in the past. Elena told her brother that she has to leave. The moment she turned around, Ghislaine told her that he wants to help as well. Elena was shocked to hear this. Belinda could not believe that her master volunteered by himself. Elena wondered if her brother really got hit on his head. In the town, we see some servants arranging and preparing for the festival. The people of the town heard Elena chasing her brother away. The girl informed Ghislaine that people will be too scared to work with him around. Our boy asked his sister if this is how she treats people that wants to help. The girl informed him that the best way for him to help is to stay out of their way. While his sister was pushing him away, Ghislaine remembered that her body was found near the slums, which is far from the festival grounds. Our boy believes that someone must have called Elena out there or forcefully moved her there. In order to prevent this, Ghislaine realized that he needs to know the ins and outs of the castle. While Elena was struggling to move her brother away, a soldier ran to him. The man referred to Ghislaine as his lord. Our boy immediately recognized this voice. He was surprised to see the old soldier. He referred to the man as Old Man Fergus. While breathing heavily, Fergus cleaned his sweat. He was relieved to see that his master was well. The man grabbed our boy and referred to himself as a lowly servant. He told him that he ran to him immediately he heard the news about the orcs. Our boy told the man that everyone can stop talking about it now. Elena moved close to the man and commended him on his great timing. With a smile on her face, the girl explained to the man that her brother has been acting weird since he woke up. She begged Fergus to take Ghislaine to his room. The old man easily accepted Elena's request. Ghislaine was annoyed to see how his hooligan image was getting in his way. Our boy realized that he had to give up. He decided to find out more about the castle the following week. Ghislaine told the old man that there is an abandoned training field in the castle. He asked him to take him there. Fergus was surprised to hear this. He asked his master to tell him why he wants to go there. With a serious look on his face, Ghislaine informed the old man that he wants to train. Fergus was shocked to hear this. The scene shifts and we see our boy and the old man arrive at the training ground. Ghislaine was shocked to see the place. It was in a much better condition than he expected. Even the weapons were good. The place was a perfect location for our boy to train. Ghislaine never saw anything like this when he was a mercenary. Fergus revealed to our boy that they kept it maintained in case he wished to use the facility. The old man told Ghislaine that he always believed that what he was going through was just a phase. Our boy realized that the man also did this in his past life. Ghislaine tapped the man's armor and told him that he wants to live a long life. He revealed to Fergus that dying feels horrible. The old man was surprised to hear this. He asked his young master to tell him why he is speaking as if he has already experienced life and death. With a confident smile on his face, Ghislaine commended the old man for being sharp. He explained to Fergus that he died and got resurrected. Fergus told our boy that he is not interested in jokes. Ghislaine asked the old man to step out. He told him that he wants to start training. Fergus bowed his head and informed his master that he will be outside. Our boy understood that he has always treated everyone around him like they are his enemies. He realized that he was too short-sighted. In the past, it was revealed that the person behind Elena's death was a neighboring territory. Thanks to this, Perdium got caught up in a war. This led to its downfall. Elena's death was essentially the starting point of the household's downfall. Ghislaine decided to set things straight in this life. In order to achieve his goal, our boy knew that he had to get a better physique. Unfortunately, our boy did not have a lot of time. Ghislaine was still certain that he will be able to learn mana control. He sat in a lotus position and began to meditate. Mana is a supernatural resource that allows humans to break through their limit. Most people say that noticing and taking in mana is the hardest part. However, our boy was able to do this easily, even on the chaotic battlefield. He connects the mana particles floating in the air and bundles it up as if he is spinning a spool. For someone like him who had experienced thousands of battles, it was quite easy to create a mana core. However, this was not enough. Ghislain did not join the 7 strongest men in the land with just this technique alone. With the method from the half-burned book of magic that he picked up and the natural mana core of humans, our boy is able to create a second and even a third core. He creates a connected mesh of multiple cores in order to create an explosive force. Ghislain screamed out in pain as the mana traveled through his body. Our boy spat out some blood from his nose and even his mouth. He was surprised to see that he was only able to create 3 cores in his past life. He actually managed to get 5 cores. This method allows one to create an explosive force in a short time, but it also requires an extremely large amount of mana in return. This was the primary reason Ghislain lost to Aiden in his past life. The noble knight brought a whole knight order to fight against him when he had ran out of mana. Our boy was certain that he would have won if it was a fair fight. Ghislain knew that this technique was an unstable one. However, he did not mind. Our boy knew that he had a youthful body and a lot of time. He assured himself that he will be the one to behead Aiden this time. With a look of anger on his face, Ghislain promised to destroy the bastards that helped House Delphine to destroy their county. The scene shifts and we are taken to the day of the festival. We see Ghislain gear up and walk into the festival grounds. Elena was shocked to see her brother. She asked him if something is wrong. She reminded him that he never used to come to things like this. Ghislain explained to his sister that he needs to come to these things once in a while, since he is also a member of the Perdium household. Elena told her brother that he has been acting weird recently. She revealed to him that she heard that he has been training for the entire week. With a nervous look on his face, Ghislain explained to his sister that there is nothing weird for the heir of a knight family to be training. Elena reminded her brother that he never cared about these things before. She reminded him that he said that their father is annoying and he cannot wait to be lord. Our boy was shocked to hear what he said. With a bright smile on her face, Elena informed her brother that she likes the way things are now. She told him that it feels as if he has returned to his old self. Ghislain realized something in the past week. Due to the fact that his actions have changed, his reception and his future are also slowly changing. While thinking, our boy saw Belinda instructing Elena's bodyguards. She asked them to figure out a solution by themselves if Ghislain causes any trouble. She explained to them that they cannot afford to have any problems, especially when there are a lot of visitors around. The 2 men told the woman that she can trust them. Although the general flow of things were the same, it was difficult for Ghislain to gauge the impact of his actions on small events. Making good use of the information he has was our boy's work. Ghislain knew that he needed to respond to each situation effectively. Our boy followed his sister around during the festival. He carefully watched his surroundings to see if anyone is acting suspicious. After moving around for a while, Elena sat down. She told her brother that she enjoyed the festival a little. She explained to him that it is a little boring to have the same thing every year. She wondered if there was nothing new this year. Ghislain found it odd that nothing had happened to his sister even though the festival is almost over. He wondered if this happened because he is with his sister. While he was thinking, someone asks Elena if she wants to check out other areas. The person turns out to be a soldier. The soldier explained to the girl that his friend told him that there are new events elsewhere. He asked the girl if she will come with him. Elena was surprised to hear this. She grabbed the soldier's hand and told him that the events have to be fun. Upon seeing this, our boy realized that the 2 soldiers in front of him are the traitors. Ghislain could not believe that Jamal and Philip were the traitors of their household. Elena's bodyguards were the most trusted knights in the feud. This is because they have protected Elena since she was a little girl. It was known that they were murdered while protecting her in the past. With a smile on his face, Jamal welcomed his mistress to the event. To the girl's surprise, there was no one there. Elena did not understand what was happening. She asked Jamal if there is really going to be an event in such a dirty place. With a nervous look on his face, Jamal told her that the people must have not yet prepared. He told her that people will soon arrive. Elena believed her bodyguard was joking with her. She asked him if he would perform in such a dirty place. While she was talking, our boy looked around. Although the place looked like a simple deserted street, Ghislain could tell that the men have carefully blocked the escape route. He realized that they must have made their preparations in advance. While he was thinking, his sister pulled him. She asked him to leave with her. Jamal asked his mistress to stay in order to see the show. Elena told the man that she is not going to watch a show in a place like this. Ghislain asked his sister if she works out. He told her that she is quite strong. Before the girl could reply, Philip appeared in front of her. With a scary look on his face, the man asked Elena to wait for a little while. The girl became nervous when she saw the look on his face. She told her two guards that they are acting strange. She asked them if something is wrong. Jamal apologized to her for scaring her. With a creepy look on his face, the man informed his mistress that a reasonable request came in. Elena was surprised to hear about a request. The moment Jamal said this, 3 men walked into the area. 2 of the men were wearing black clothes. The other man, who appears to be their leader, was wearing a blue coat with a blue hat. This man's name is Frank. Frank commended the men on their smooth work. Jamal walked up to the man. He told him that they brought their mistress just like they promised. He told Frank that their deal ends here. Frank noticed that Ghislain was also here with Elena. He told Jamal that he never asked him to bring our boy. While trembling, Elena held her brother. With a smile on his face, Jamal revealed to the man that he will give him Ghislain for free. He told him that our boy followed them foolishly without knowing that this would be his graveyard. Ghislain asked Jamal if he really believes that he can get away with selling them out. With a cocky look on his face, Jamal asked our boy to worry about himself. He told him that they can simply run away to a faraway place. He explained to our boy that he and his friend have simply gotten sick and tired of the impoverished land which is tormented by barbarians. He told Ghislain that there are plenty of others leaving the county. The moment he said this, Ghislain moved close to him and attacked him. Our boy easily cut through his armor in one slash. Everyone was shocked to see this. Jamal's body tore apart. Our boy told the man that the people that left never tried to sell them out. Immediately he said this, he turned to Philip and asked him if he is wrong. The knight quickly grabbed Elena. He called Jamal an idiot. He could not believe that a knight would lose to an amateur. Before the idiot could unsheath his sword, Ghislain threw his sword directly at his forehead. The man could not comprehend what just happened. He fell to the ground and died. Elena quickly ran to her brother. One of the men in black asked his boss if they are really looking at Ghislain. The other man told Frank that our boy has never had any real combat experience or fundamental training. Frank told the men that they are definitely looking at Ghislain. Although they were caught off guard, Frank could not believe that our boy killed 2 knights instantly with attacks that used mana. While shaking, Elena asked her brother to explain what is happening. Immediately she asked her question. Our boy hit her neck and knocked her out. He carefully placed her on the ground and asked her to have a little rest. The moment he did this, Frank thanked him for making their work easy. He told Ghislain that he is much different from what he heard. He revealed to him that they were planning to take care of Jamal and Philip. The man smoked a pipe and asked our boy if he has been hiding his true skills. Ghislain took out his sword from Philip's head and asked Frank to tell him why he cares about his skills. Our boy took a careful look at the men. The men in black were nothing for him. However, Frank was different. The amount of mana he exudes is on a whole different level. Ghislain realized that he had to end the fight quickly. He released his mana and took out some strings. Before fighting, our boy asked the men to tell him who made the request. Frank told our boy that there is no need for a dead man to get that information. Ghislain already knew that the men wouldn't answer him easily. He took a stance and told the men that they will soon spill out the truth anyway. One of Frank's subordinates asked him if they should sever Ghislain's head. The man told his subordinate that he wants them to capture our boy alive and break all his bones so that he can't help but go mad. With a creepy smile on his face, Frank said that Ghislain has to be screaming in pain for the shape to come out beautifully. The moment they heard this, the 2 men rushed to attack our boy. Ghislain took out something from his pocket and threw it at one of the men. The man was surprised to see a firecracker. The moment he lost focus, Ghislain moved close to him and stabbed him in the head. The other man calls this a shallow trick. He quickly attacked our boy. Ghislain moved his sword behind him and used it to block the attack. While holding on, our boy put his hand around the sword. He used his sword to hit the man's hand. Before the man could react, Ghislain beheaded him. The moment he did this, Frank attacked him. Our boy blocked the attack with the other sword. Frank was shocked to see this. He could not believe that Ghislain managed to block his attack in his position. He was certain that it was a perfect sneak attack. Ghislain quickly pushed the man's sword down and stood up. He made a clean cut on Frank's neck. The man's pipe fell to the ground. To our boy's surprise, Frank attacked him. While using mana on his neck, Frank told Ghislain that he is actually surprised. He told our boy that he would have lost his neck if he did not have enough mana. Ghislain was shocked to see that Frank survived an attack to his neck. He quickly realized that the man focused his mana around his neck to reduce the damage. Frank took a stance and told our boy that he does not know where he learned his strange swordsmanship. With a creepy smile on his face, the man promised Ghislain that he will die here. Frank pushed our boy back and told him that he cannot defeat him with his feeble mana. He assured Ghislain that he will die here. To the man's surprise, Ghislain smiled when he heard this. Frank did not understand why our boy was smiling. Ghislain pushed the man's sword away and made him lose composure. Immediately he did this. He used his leg to give Frank a kick on the face. Frank quickly stepped back after he received the attack. With a smug look on his face, Frank reminded our boy that his attacks won't work with his tiny mana. The moment he said this, Frank spat out some blood. He fell to the ground and began to cough heavily. The man could not comprehend what was happening. He realized that Ghislain's attack was much powerful than before. He was certain that it is impossible for Ghislain to pierce through his enhancement with his skill level. Our boy slowly walked up to the man. He revealed to him that he never expected anyone to be the true culprit of his sister's death. With a scary look on his face, he unleashed his third core and asked Frank to prepare himself. The man was shocked to see this. He could not believe that our boy's mana suddenly increased. Before he could think about it, he saw Ghislain in front of him. He was shocked to see how fast our boy had become. Ghislain attacked the assassin more fiercely. However, Frank was able to block the attacks, but the attacks were quite heavy. Ghislain did not hold back. Frank could not comprehend what was happening. His hands were turning numb just from blocking our boy's attacks. While looking at his almost ruined sword, the man reminded himself that there is usually a limited effect when someone draws a lot of mana. However, this was different for Ghislain. Frank had never heard of a method that increases mana so explosively. It was as if our boy had become a different person. While Frank was trying to regain his stance, Ghislain used his sword to crush the man's weapon. Immediately he did this. He landed a heavy strike on the man's body. He grit his teeth and pushed his sword into Frank's body. The assassin screamed out in pain. Before he could continue screaming, Ghislain placed his hand on his throat and pushed him to the wall. While holding onto his sword, our boy told the man that they need to continue their conversation from earlier. He asked Frank to tell him who requested for the assassination. The man did not care about responding to Ghislain. He took out a small blade and told himself that he will not go down so easily. He decided to take Elena along with him. Before the man could throw his blade, some strings grabbed his hand. Our boy was the one who took out the strings. He asked the man to make a deal with him. With a cold gaze in his eyes, Ghislain asked the man to not make any stupid moves. He told him that he will return his sword into its sheath. Frank was shocked to see that the threads were created with mana. He did not know when our boy had the time to create such a thing. Ghislain pushed his sword deeper into the man's body. He told him that someone on his level should be able to patch up this injury. With a horrifying tone in his voice, our boy told Frank that his level won't matter when his mana core is destroyed. The assassin was shocked to hear this. When he looked down, he saw our boy's sword glowing. He immediately began to scream. He could feel his mana scattering. Frank yelled at Ghislain and asked him if he has lost his mind. He told him that the backflow could cause an explosion and blow the whole area away. He asked Ghislain if he is planning to self-destruct. With a terrifying look in his eyes, our boy told the man that only those who are unskilled make such a mistake. He assured him that he can manage himself. Frank was shocked to see the look on Ghislain's face. He realized that our boy was not bluffing. He became certain that he is going to die. While screaming at the top of his voice, Frank revealed to our boy that he was sent by Count Desmond. According to the man, the Count needed a reason to start a war against the Perdium and the Degard families. Our boy was surprised to hear that it was the Count in Ghislain's previous life. This kind of work was left for the families that allied with the Duke's family. Our boy was annoyed to see that Duke Delphine orchestrated the whole thing without being involved. Ghislain asked Frank if this is the reason why he wanted to kill his sister. The man told our boy that he is correct. Immediately he answered. Our boy pushed his sword through his body. Frank spat out some blood and reminded Ghislain that he promised to put his sword away. Our boy smiled when he heard this. He asked the man to tell him why he is scared when he has also killed many people. Frank began to laugh when he heard this. Our boy was surprised to see this. The man moved close to Ghislain and revealed to him that nothing will change even if he dies. He told our boy that he has already finished the work of the Degard family. He asked our boy if people will listen to a punk like him. He assured him that Perdium will perish in war. The moment he said this, Ghislain grabbed his head and pushed it to the wall. With a smile on his face, our boy told the man that he was reborn after dying. He assured him that things will be different this time around. Immediately he said this, his sword began to shine brighter. Frank raised his head up and screamed out. The man shot out his energy through his mouth. It blew up when it got to the sky. It looked like a firework. The moment he did this, he fell to the ground and died. While breathing heavily, our boy looked around. He saw the corpses on the ground. He stared at his sister's unconscious body. After confirming that there was no one next to him, Ghislain threw his sword to the ground. He took a deep breath and fell to the ground. He began to cough out blood. While cleaning his blood from his mouth, our boy said that it was very easy for him to explode 3 cores when he was the Mercenary King. He pushed himself up and told himself that he will not fall here. Our boy rushed to a building and kicked the door open. He found 2 bodies inside the building. In Ghislain's previous life, there was another body that was found in this place besides Elena. Due to what Frank said earlier, our boy realized that the body in front of him belonged son of the Degard family. The boy was killed along with his escort knight. The 2 men were silenced and framed as Elena's killers. Our boy moved their bodies. He was certain that a war would take place if these bodies are revealed. Ghislain took out a firecracker. He decided to erase the evidence. After setting the building on fire, our boy carried his sister and slowly walked away. He assured himself that he will never let things go as planned for his enemies. As Ghislain walked forward, we see someone watching him from a tree. The person disappeared after staring at our boy for a while. The scene shifts, and we see the man reporting to his superiors who sat on a round table. The man revealed to them that the assassination was a failure. The people on the round table were shocked to hear this. They could not believe that Frank and the other 2 knights failed the mission. They asked the man if they let their guard down because they believed that the work would be easy. With a nervous look on his face, the man told them that they failed because of Ghislain. The men were shocked to hear this. They could not believe that the useless bastard of the north actually did something. One of the men on the table reminded the spy that Ghislain is actually a useless piece of shit. He asked the man to stop using our boy as an excuse. The spy revealed to the man that Ghislain is completely different from the information and rumors they have about him, while remembering how our boy dealt with their men. The spy told his superiors that Ghislain was basically a completely different person. The man revealed to his superiors that they have already taken care of the Degard family. He assured them that it will not be difficult to start a territorial war. He begged them to give him another chance. The men asked the spy to shut up. They could not believe that he was not able to get enough information on one kid. They asked the spy if he knows that he has pushed their plans back. They could not believe that the man was asking for another chance when he failed his first mission. The members of the group ordered for the spy to be eliminated. The moment they said this, someone sitting on a throne told them that they are noisy. The man asked the spy to tell him the kind of chance that he wants. The spy assured the man that he can get rid of Ghislain. The man asked him to tell him how he wants to do this. The spy revealed to the mysterious man that he will make a duel happen naturally. He told the man that he has someone in mind. The men on the table asked him to tell them who he plans to choose. The man revealed to them that he plans to choose Cain Loges. This person is famous for his strength-based swordsmanship. Despite his young age, he is the epitome of strength. The spy assured his masters that there is no one in the north who is a match for Cain's strength. According to the man, Cain is Ghislain's cousin, so it won't be difficult to get them to meet for a duel. With a cold gaze in his eyes, the mysterious man told his subordinate that he will not be granted another chance after this. The spy assured the man that he will not disappoint him. The scene shifts and we are taken to the training hall of the Perdium household. Fergus stepped into the room and told his master that it is already meal time. The moment he said this, he saw something coming towards him. Our boy placed his thread on a sword next to the man. He wrapped the thread around the sword and used it to pull it to himself. Ghislain carefully moved his sword. He wanted to see how easy the thread was for him to handle. While swinging his sword, our boy saw the old man. Fergus moved close to his master and apologized for interrupting his training session. He asked his master to tell him how he was able to drag the sword. Ghislain showed the man the thread. He told his knight that the technique is known as mana thread. It is a way of using mana as a string. In our boy's past life, he used this technique all the time. However, at his current skill level, Ghislain needs to implode his core in order to use it like before because he is lacking mana. The only way our boy can use mana while using his threads is to create a smaller amount of threads. The old man was surprised to see his master's technique. He always believed that he had trained his mana well, but he had never seen something like this. Fergus did not know how his master was able to create this technique with mana. He was certain that Ghislain did not have any skills and he had not trained for a long time. Our boy asked the man if he needs something from him. Fergus told his master that he actually stopped by to tell him something. He bowed his head and thanked Ghislain for protecting his little sister. Our boy was surprised to see the old man thanking him. He told him that he did what he should have done. He asked Fergus to eat with him. A few days after that, the festival was paused. This was expected because a knight tried to traffic the young lady. Inside the castle, we see Elena complaining to her brother. She told him that no one believes her when she says that he saved her. She asked her brother to say something to the people. Ghislain assured her that it is fine. He told her that no one will believe him either. Belinda was annoyed when she heard what Elena said. She was annoyed to hear that Jamal and Philip were trying to take her. She believed that the knights were trying to take Elena for themselves. She told her mistress that she always believed that the two men were perverts. Ghislain was happy to see that his sister actually managed to survive. Although he was able to prevent the war from happening, our boy knew that their enemies won't give up easily. Ghislain knew that he cannot stop them on his own forever. He realized that he needed to grow his own military force. While he was thinking, a maid stepped into the room. She brought a cart containing their food. Our boy realized that he needed to get into politics if he wants to get the things he needs. The maid placed the plate on Ghislain's part of the table. When he opened the plate, he saw a piece of potato. Our boy was shocked to see this. Ghislain turned to Belinda and asked her to tell him when they will have dessert. The maid was surprised to hear this. She asked her master if he does not know how their situation is. The moment she said this, our boy hears someone screaming outside of the castle. He was startled when he heard the person. At the gate of the castle, we see a chubby bearded man asking the Perdium household to compensate him for the damage they have caused with the cancellation of the festival. It wasn't just the chubby man that demanded this. Other men were also asking for compensation. They were holding pitchforks. They asked Ghislain and his sister to come out. They asked them to stop wasting their money. The guards begged the men to calm down. Our boy looked outside the window to see what was happening. He did not understand what was going on. Belinda told her master that she knew this would happen. She revealed to Ghislain that their county is full of merchants who make a living from the profits that come from the festival. The profit was good enough for them last year. However, since the festival was cancelled after just one day, it is expected for the merchants to be angry. Ghislain was shocked to hear this. He never expected the county to be in such a bad situation. Our boy turned away from the window. He realized that he needed to stop the merchants. He was certain that they will get more aggressive if he doesn't do anything. Ghislain asked Fergus to tell him what the soldiers are doing. He asked him to send the soldiers down to calm the crowd. Fergus revealed to our boy that they do not have any soldiers. Ghislain could not believe what he was hearing. The old man explained to our boy that most of their soldiers have been dispatched to the Forest of Monsters for reconstruction because of the orc raid. Ghislain was annoyed to hear this. Perdium is basically eternally at war because of the barbarians in the north. On the other side of the county is the Forest of Monsters. Monsters can come from this place at any time. Ghislain could not believe that they did not have any money or soldiers. He moved Belinda to the side and told her that they need to talk. He reminded the maid that she is the one who manages his money. He asked her to use his money to calm the merchants down. With a surprised look on her face, Belinda told her master that he does not have any money left. Our boy asked her to tell him the reason. The maid reminded her master that the count cut off his allowance because he used to spend money like water. Ghislain could not believe that he was broke. He asked Belinda to lend him some money. The maid told her master that she doesn't have any cash at all. The scene shifts and we see Ghislain looking at the town through his window. Our boy could not believe that his family was in such a terrible situation. He wondered about what they actually have. Our boy knew that he could not do anything if he does not have any funds. Even if he has knowledge of the future, it does not matter without money. Ghislain realized that he needs to get money first. He wondered if there was something on the estate that could change his situation. While he was thinking, Ricardo barges into his room. Our boy was surprised to see the soldier breathing heavily. He asked him to tell him why he is in a hurry. With a worried look on his face, Ricardo revealed to his master that there is a problem. He told him that Kane wants to see him. Ghislain was shocked to hear this. The scene shifts again and we see Scoven breathing heavily. The man's face was heavily bruised. While he was trying to regain his stance, his opponent gave him a heavy punch on his face. The person punched the man on his chest plate. The attack went through the armor and damaged the commander on his chest. The moment he took the attack, he fell to the ground. At the entrance of the bar, we see Ghislain arrive. Our boy saw the commander fall to the ground. Scovin called out to his young master when he saw him. Our boy was annoyed to see this. Cain welcomed Ghislain. When our boy raised his head up, he saw a huge boy in front of him. With a smile on his face, Cain greeted his cousin. Ghislain took a careful look at Cain. He immediately remembered the boy's face. Cain is the heir of the Loges County. This is a county that his family has an alliance with. At this point in time, Cain was Ghislain's only friend and his enemy. While Scovin was shaking on the ground, Cain came down the stairs. Ghislain asked Ricardo to explain the situation to him. According to the soldier, he and the commander came to the tavern because they heard a report about a disturbance. When they arrived at the tavern, they found Cain with his escort knight. The arrogant boy recognized them and asked them if the rumors about Ghislain are true. Scovin explained the details of the rumors to the boy. Before the man could finish talking, Cain grabbed his mouth. With a creepy smile on his face, he asked Scovin to stop lying to the heir of the Loges County. This was how the idiot started to beat the commander. Cain asked Ricardo to tell the story well. According to the boy, the commander told him that our boy, who has never trained in his life, took down an orc with his bare hands and dealt with the traitorous escort knights on his own. Cain told Ghislain that he had to give the commander a little wake-up call to knock some sense into him. With a creepy smile on his face, Cain told Ghislain that none of this would have happened if he had not lied in the first place. Our boy immediately understood why the arrogant idiot was behaving this way. He remembered that Cain always treated him like his subordinate. Every time the arrogant boy visited Perdium, he always made a mess, even after Cain caused so much trouble. No one could say anything because Ghislain was basically his subordinate. No one in the county could look down on Cain. Unlike Ghislain, who always had an inferiority complex, Cain's confidence and bold demeanor were praised as qualities befitting of an heir. Thanks to this, Ghislain was criticized more by the people. Our boy smiled when he remembered this. Cain was surprised to see him smiling. He never expected this reaction. Normally, Ghislain would have charged at him after receiving this much provocation. The scene shifts and we are taken back some hours earlier. At the Loges County, Cain hears the spy ask him to kill Ghislain. The boy was shocked to hear this. The spy assured him that the esteemed one will support his family if he succeeds. Cain explained to the man that it is not difficult to deal with our boy, however, it is still an issue to kill the heir of a county. He asked the man to tell him how he is supposed to eliminate our boy. The spy explained to the boy that they can lure Ghislain into a duel and make it appear as if an unfortunate accident happened. It will look like a trivial dispute between heirs. The man revealed to Cain that he will accompany him disguised as an escort knight and orchestrate the situation. He assured the boy that everything will be fine. With a smile on his face, the spy told Cain that this is a very rare opportunity even for him. Cain could not believe that he has the chance to kill his own cousin. With a smile on his face, the boy told the man that they need to leave immediately. Presently, Cain wondered if the mysterious organization wants to get rid of Ghislain because something about him has changed. The boy smiled when he thought of this. He asked our boy to tell him what he is doing. He sat on the stairs and asked Ghislain to tell him why he is simply standing. He asked our boy to bring the thing that he has prepared for him. Ghislain asked the boy to tell him what he is talking about. Cain told his cousin that he heard that the festival was interrupted. He told our boy that they need to liven up the mood and have an amazing time. He reminded Ghislain that they are always in sync when it comes to things like this. With a scary look on his face, he asked our boy if he is wrong. Ghislain was not scared of the boy. In fact, he did not know what he was talking about. After thinking for a minute, our boy understood what his cousin was saying. He asked him if he is talking about something. Ghislain recalled that Cain used to have him prepare alcohol and women every time he came here. Our boy granted his request back then because he did not want his huge cousin to beat him up. Because of Cain, Ghislain had to waste his precious money. Our boy remembered that Belinda told him that his father cut him off because he spends money recklessly. Ghislain smiled when he thought of this. He realized that it was right in front of him the whole time. He could not believe that his source of money was right in front of him. While he was thinking, Cain called out to him. Ghislain quickly snapped back to reality. Cain asked his cousin to bring the things right now. He told him that he is waiting for him. Our boy assured the idiot that he will bring it soon. With a scary look on his face, Ghislain told Cain that he has a debt to repay to him first. The spy was shocked to see the look in our boy's eyes. Cain asked Ghislain to explain what he is talking about. With a smile on his face, Gislin explained to his cousin that he has been taking care of everything he asked him to prepare with his own money. He asked Kane to pay him back now. He told the boy that he will settle for 1,000 gold. Kane was shocked to hear this. He told our boy that everything does not even cost 100 gold. He explained to Gislin that he has been spending his own money to thank him for being his friend. He referred to the money as a friendship fee. Gislin asked his cousin if he is stupid. He told him that he has always been his doormat. With a smile on his face, our boy asked his cousin to pay him back before he beats the shit out of him. He told him that he needs a lot of money right now. Everyone in the tavern was shocked to see how Gislin was speaking. Kane let out a sigh and stood up. He asked our boy if he is acting bold because he has been going easy on him. He asked Gislin if he really believes that he has gotten stronger simply because he spread a false rumor that he won against a knight. Kane called our boy a parasite that is leeching off the land. He explained to him that everyone in the north calls him a scoundrel because all he does is spout empty nonsense. Immediately he said this, he clenched his fist and asked Gislin to get himself together. Immediately he said this, he attacked our boy. Gislin easily dodged the attack by moving to the side. Kane was surprised to see this. Ricardo and the spy were also surprised. Kane quickly swung his hand at our boy's head. Gislin dodged the attack and went low. He punched the idiot in his ribs. Kane was shocked to feel the pain of the attack. Gislin stretched out his hand and tried to punch the boy in his head. Kane managed to block the attack with his hand. He smiled when he blocked the attack. Our boy was surprised to see this. Kane fell on his knees and screamed out in pain. The spy quickly rushed to the boy's side. He asked Kane if he is all right. Gislin asked the boy to stop whining. He told him that he knows he blocked the attack. The spy asked Gislin to stand back. He asked him to stay away from Kane. Everyone at the tavern was shocked to see this. They could not believe that our boy actually took down Kane. Gislin smiled when he saw this. He immediately understood Kane's intentions. Kane whispered to the spy if his acting was okay. With a smile on his face, the man told him that his acting was perfect. He told him that he has set the stage perfectly to make it appear that the fault lies with Gislin. He assured Kane that he now has enough justification to duel our boy. The idiot placed his hand into his pocket. He was certain that he had to get the backing of the esteemed one. He decided to leave a lasting impression. Kane took out a blue glove. He could not believe that he was given the opportunity to cut off Perdium, which is a falling power. He raised the glove up and told Gislin that he has tarnished the dignity of nobility with lies. He said that our boy attacked him simply for trying to verify the truth. Before Kane could finish his words, Gislin threw his glove at him. He challenged his cousin to a duel. Kane was shocked to see this. Our boy told the idiot that he insulted an heir like him in front of his people and assaulted his knight. He told him that he has tarnished the dignity of nobility. With a smile on his face, Gislin asked his cousin if he plans to deny the allegations. Kane smiled when he heard this. He always believed that our boy was stupid, but he never expected him to be stupid enough to dig his own grave. He took out his sword and told Gislin that he will accept the duel. He pointed his sword at our boy and asked him to not regret it even if he dies. Our boy smiled when he heard this. He called out to Ricardo. The soldier immediately answered him. Gislin ordered Ricardo to bring all the merchants who were protesting in front of the castle. The soldier was shocked to hear this. With a crazy smile on his face, Gislin asked Ricardo to tell the merchants that he will help them make a lot of money. When the festival was cancelled, the atmosphere that had heated up to its peak suddenly cooled down. Some tourists regretted their decision to visit the county. Gislin was certain that the tourists were in a state of incomplete combustion. This is because they were not able to spend their money or their time. In this situation, if an event were to take place right now, it might soothe them. The scene shifts and we see Gislin and Kane on a stage. The two boys were surrounded by a large amount of people. They seemed excited to witness a duel between our boy and Kane. Most people there were happy to see that Gislin was going to get beaten up. Thanks to the fight, store owners opened their store and began to sell their items to tourists. The chubby merchant who was protesting asked everyone to place their bets. He asked them to bring their money. All the merchants immediately put down their money. They placed their bets on Kane. They were certain that this was a guaranteed win. Kane placed his huge sword on the ground and asked our boy to tell him why he would turn a sacred duel to a marketplace. With a smile on his face, the boy told Gislin that his sword will not stop even if he surrenders. Gislin was not surprised to hear this. He already knew that Kane and his escort knight planned to kill him. Our boy told his cousin that enough people have gathered. He told him that they can begin the match. The moment he said this, the spy asked him to wait. With a smile on his face, The man told Ghislain that a proper bet cannot proceed. Everyone was shocked to hear this. The chubby man revealed to the people that no one bet on Ghislain. People were not shocked to hear this. They believed that only a stupid person will bet on Ghislain. They all believed that the results were too obvious. Cain laughed when he heard this. He told our boy that even his own people don't trust him. The chubby man asked the spy if they should change the content of the bet. He told him that they should bet on how long Ghislain can last against Cain. The moment he said this, someone dropped a bag of gold on the table. The person turns out to be the commander. He was being supported by Ricardo. The man told the merchant that he wants to bet on our boy. Ghislain smiled when he saw this. Another person dropped a huge bag of gold on Scovin's bag. The person turns out to be Elena. The girl told the man that she wants to bet on her big brother. Ghislain and everyone there was shocked to see this. The girl asked the merchant if the money is enough. After carefully counting it, the man told her that it is enough. Belinda reminded Elena that she advised her not to do this. Cain told them that they made him wait for no reason. The referee asked the boys to get ready. Ghislain reminded Cain that he is older than him. He told him that it will look a little strange if he makes the first move. The boy was shocked to hear this. Ghislain took out his sword. He asked Cain to come at him. Cain did not understand what our boy was thinking. He went down and told Ghislain that it is a little late for him to act like an older brother. The moment he said this, they were asked to start the fight. Immediately he heard this. Cain jumped up and rushed to attack our boy. He used his momentum to hit Ghislain with his heavy sword. Our boy managed to block the attack. He was surprised to feel the weight of the sword. With a smile on his face, Cain told him that he has already stooped too low to act like an older brother. He used his sword hilt to push Ghislain back. He grabbed his blade and used its hilt to attack Ghislain's head. Our boy managed to dodge the attack by going low. The moment he saw this, Cain tried to kick him with his leg. Ghislain was able to dodge the attack, but Cain's leg still destroyed the ground. Everyone was shocked to witness Cain's strength. They could not believe that he did not even give our boy the chance to attack. With a cocky look on his face, the idiot smiled at our boy. Ghislain never expected him to be so proud. Belinda began to panic after she saw Cain's strength. She grabbed Elena and told her that they need to stop the fight. The spy smiled when he heard this. He knew that it was already too late. No matter who the opponent is, they are trapped the moment they decide to cross swords with Cain. The opponent is overwhelmed by his immense strength, and they will become consumed by the thought that there is no chance to counterattack. The opponent will end up using all their energy on evading attacks. In the end, the exhausted opponent will leave an opening after dodging for a while, and they will meet their end. Cain has always won this way. The idiot began to attack Ghislain more aggressively. Our boy managed to dodge the attacks. Cain smiled when he saw this. He told our boy that he is still as slippery as ever. He noticed that Ghislain's skills have actually improved since the last time they met. He stopped attacking with his blade and turned it around. He grabbed the blade with his bare hands and swung his sword hilt at our boy. He told our boy that he has always been good at running since they were little. Ghislain managed to use his sword to block the attack. To his surprise, Cain used the hilt to grab him and toss him up. Everyone was shocked to see this. The man smiled when he saw this. He believed that our boy was finished as he slowly descended back to the ground. Ghislain said that he wanted to go easy on his cousin. Unfortunately for the poor bastard, he crossed the line. Our boy gathered mana in his legs and carefully landed. Immediately he landed on the ground. He charged at Cain. The boy was shocked to see how fast Ghislain was. Our boy landed an attack on his stomach. Cain was shocked to see this. The spy could not believe that our boy returned to a stable state by condensing mana into his leg. Ghislain informed his cousin that his swordsmanship is ignorant. He could tell that Cain believed that he was the strongest just because his opponent would get scared if he showed a little bit of strength. Our boy took a stance and told Cain that he will open his eyes. Cain was annoyed to hear this. He rushed to attack him. Ghislain used his leg to kick the boy's sword in order to push him back. Before the sword could reach our boy, he jumped up and moved to the side. As he went back down, Ghislain struck Cain on his shoulder down to his hand. Cain pushed his sword forward. Our boy dodged the attack by moving to the side. He then used his leg to press Cain's sword down. Immediately he did this. He cut Cain close to his neck. Blood began to gush out of the places where Ghislain struck earlier. Everyone was shocked to see this. The crowd began to cheer. No one expected Ghislain to show this level of skill. Some people began to regret the fact that they bet on Cain. Elena asked the maid to see what she is talking about. Scovin smiled when he saw this. Cain noticed that he had shallow wounds. He was certain that Ghislain could have gone deeper if he wanted. He wondered if he did it on purpose. The boy did not understand what was going on. He did not understand how Ghislain got this level of swordsmanship. Our boy glared at his cousin. He threw his sword away. He believed that the large gap in their skill will not provide enough entertainment for the people. He told his cousin that he will fight him barehanded. Cain was annoyed to hear this. Ghislain explained to the boy that he wants to use this opportunity to educate him. He rolled up his sleeves and told Cain that he will be educating him with his bare knuckles. Cain was shocked to hear his cousin say that he will educate him. Ghislain explained to Cain that he is not a match for him in swordsmanship, so he wants to give him a handicap. He told the boy that it is better for them to have a barehanded fight which he excels in. With a serious look on his face, Ghislain told his cousin that he will now add 2,000 gold, which is twice the original bet. He told Cain that he bet that he will win. Everyone was shocked to hear this. They could not believe that our boy added 2,000 gold to the initial bet. The spy was more shocked than everyone else. He could not believe that Ghislain actually dared to challenge Cain to a barehanded fight. The man was happy to see that our boy's insanity finally helped him. He believed that fortune was still on his side. Before the fight began, the chubby merchant asked everyone to place their additional bets. He told them that the event is now a barehanded fight between Ghislain and Cain. Some people believed that our boy was stupid for challenging Cain to a fight that involved sheer force. They decided to bet on Cain. Others believed that our boy knew what he was doing. They decided to bet on him. Cain could not believe that his cousin wanted to fight him with his bare hands. He asked Ghislain to do what he wants. He grabbed his weapon and threw away his coat. He raised his weapon up and told his cousin that he will use his sword. The moment he said this, he rushed to attack our boy. Belinda was annoyed to see this. She asked her master to pick up his sword and defeat the bastard. Immediately she said this. Cain swung his sword at his cousin with the intention of killing him. Ghislain smiled when he saw this. He realized that he needed to knock some sense into his cousin. The moment he thought of this, he went down to dodge Cain's attack. Cain tried to move his sword closer to cut our boy. Ghislain quickly moved to the boy's side. Our boy punched Cain in his lap. Before Cain could react, Ghislain gave him a heavy punch on his jaw. This attack made the boy lose his balance. He quickly fell to the ground. Cain could not comprehend what was happening. He did not know how a loser like our boy was able to display such movements. Everyone began to scream when they saw how their young master fought. They slowly understood that Ghislain might actually win. With a cold look on his face, Ghislain asked his cousin to get up. He told him that he has not even gotten started. Cain was annoyed to hear this. He raised his sword and rushed to attack our boy. He swung his huge sword at our boy when he got close to him. Ghislain easily dodged his attacks. Our boy grabbed his cousin's arms. He twisted it and locked Cain down. Before Cain could do anything, Ghislain used his knee to give him a blow in his rib. The poor boy spat out some blood. Cain could not accept what was happening. Ghislain could not even look him straight in the eyes until now. Our boy used to bow down on his own when he saw Cain. The boy could not understand what was happening. He believed that it would have been simple for him to kill Ghislain and secure his family's future. After Cain spat out some blood, our boy did not give him the time to rest. He pounded him without stopping. He beat the shit out of Cain. By the time Ghislain stopped, Cain's face and entire body had already swollen up. The boy trembled in front of our boy. Ghislain grabbed his hair. He told the boy that he pities his father. He explained to his cousin that his father helped Perdium until he was on the verge of demise simply because he was friends with our boy's father. Unfortunately, his son had a different idea in his mind. Upon hearing this, Cain remembered something. A few years ago, we see Cain arguing with his father. He could not believe that his father wanted to send more support to the Perdium County. He reminded his father that they are also having a hard time right now. He asked his father to tell him why he continues to invest in a land that is withering away. He told him that it is like pouring water into a cracked bucket. He reminded the Count that it has not been a week since he returned, and yet he is already going back to help Perdium. Cain asked his father not to leave. He told him that everyone is asking him to stay. He asked his father to tell him why he insists on helping Perdium. Count Loges turned around and told his son that he is doing all of this because he is friends with Count Perdium. Cain finally understood what his father was talking about. The moment the boy remembered this, he saw Cain's fist coming close to his face. Cain closed his eyes out of fear. Upon seeing this, Ghislain told his cousin that he has done enough. When Cain opened his eyes, he saw our boy's hand in front of him. Ghislain asked his cousin to get up. Cain was surprised to see this. He faced his head down and told our boy that he accepts his defeat. Everyone was shocked to see this. The crowd began to chant their young master's name. They could not believe that he actually won. Some people regret betting on Kane, while others were thankful that they ended up betting on Ghislaine. Elena was happy to see that her big brother won. Belinda and the two soldiers were shocked to see that their master actually won. The spy got on the stage and called out to Kane. He moved close to him and began to yell. He asked Kane to tell him why he would accept his defeat just because he had a little bit of a disadvantage. He told the boy that he trusted him. Kane ignored him and told him that he is done. He told him that they need to leave. The man was annoyed to see that he chose a weak brat. While he was thinking, Ghislaine called out to him. With a smile on his face, our boy told the man that he has to do something. The man was surprised to hear this. He did not know what our boy was talking about. Ghislaine called the attention of his people. He told them that the man is volunteering to pay for all the meats and drinks of everyone in this place. The spy was shocked to hear this. The people were quite happy to hear what their young master said. They told Ghislaine that he is the best. The spy told our boy that he did not agree to this. He asked Ghislaine to withdraw his statement. Ghislaine placed his hand on the spy's shoulder. He explained to him that this is the price he has to pay for losing the duel. He told him that he expected him to have this much money. Our boy explained to the man that this money won't be deducted from the bet. Ghislaine pressed the man's shoulder and reminded him to add 2,000 gold to the bet that they originally set at 1,000 gold. With a horrifying look on his face, our boy told the spy that he already knows what will happen if he tries to run. Upon seeing the look on Ghislaine's face, the spy gave up. He knew that he was going to die if he does something stupid. He fell to his knees and accepted our boy's request. The next day, we are taken to Ghislaine's room. Our boy placed a huge box on his table. When he opened his box, Ghislaine saw a large amount of gold coins inside. This was the money our boy made from his bet. Our boy never expected the money to be so much. He was certain that he could hire a small mercenary corps with this money. Ghislaine closed his box. Our boy knew that it takes a lot of time to make more money. He was certain that their enemies won't wait for him. Ghislaine realized that he had to prepare faster in order to start the business that he has in mind. While he was thinking, our boy noticed that Elena and Belinda were next to him. With a nervous look on his face, Ghislaine asked them if something is wrong. With a bright smile on her face, Elena asked her elder brother to tell her where he plans on spending all his money. Our boy asked her if she wants some money. The girl told her brother that she is simply curious. Belinda told Elena that she already knows where he will spend it. She reminded her that Lady Amelia's birthday is coming soon. She asked her master if he put up a show because he wanted to buy Amelia an expensive gift. She told him that he is so easy to read. Elena could not believe that her brother was working so hard to look good in front of his fiancée. Ghislaine was shocked to hear this. He could not believe that he had a fiancée. Our boy asked his maid and his sister if he really has a fiancée. Belinda asked her master to not be shy. She told him that he does not need to play dumb just because he is embarrassed that they knew what he was thinking. Elena reminded her brother that they are talking about Amelia from the Rayfold County. Ghislaine's expression became grim when he heard the name of the county. Our boy remembered his fiancée. He remembered her as a spider. Amelia Rayfold is a noble among nobles. She is known for her kind nature and her actions towards everyone regardless of their status. She gained the deep support of the people of her territory. However, Amelia would later incite a rebellion and come to be known as the Witch of the North. She joined hands with the Delphine Duchy to drive the final nail into Perdium's downfall. Ghislaine remembered the girl as a traitor. Our boy smiled when he thought of this. He asked Belinda to tell him when their father will return. The maid told him that the Lord will be back in a week. Our boy realized that a week is enough for him. He stood up and told Belinda that he will be visiting the Rayfold County. Belinda was surprised to hear this. She told her master that it is not yet Amelia's birthday. She asked him to tell her the reason for his visit. Our boy revealed to her that he wants to get money from the county. The scene shifts and we see a beautiful noble lady place her shoes on the ground. The lady had a tattoo of a spider next to her mouth. She had beautiful red eyes. She asked someone to wear her shoes. The person turns out to be a poor little girl in rags. The little girl could not believe that Lady Amelia was giving her some shoes. Amelia told the little girl that she is the only one who deserves to walk barefooted on the land. She turned to her soldiers and asked them to provide food and shelter to the people around. Immediately they heard this. The men began to bring provisions to the area. The people were shocked to see this. As Amelia and her soldiers walked away, the people thanked her for what she did. The scene shifts and we are taken to Amelia's garden at the Rayfold Manor. We see a man cleaning Amelia's feet. The man commended Amelia on what she did today. This man's name is Bernaf. He is Amelia's escort knight. While petting her cat, Amelia revealed to her knight that her father has always demanded absolute obedience from the people of his territory. According to Amelia, the common folk will always follow those who keep them warm and well-fed. Bernarf told his mistress that she has now won the hearts of the people. He assured her that her kind nature will be favorable in the future successor competition. The moment she heard this, Amelia used her leg to hit Bernarf's face. She asked him to tell her what happened in the duel against the finest sword of the north. Bernaf apologized to his mistress. He explained to her that he wanted to avoid needless attention. He told her that people will begin to pay attention to her if he won the duel. He reminded Amelia that it is not yet time for her to show her claws. He kissed his mistress's feet and told her that his blade belongs to her. Amelia told her knight that he is naturally her blade since she invested so much into him. She raised his head up and moved closer to him. With a scary look on her face, she told Bernarf that he is not allowed to be weak. Amelia let go of the man and asked him to tell her how things are with the merchants. Bernaf assured her that she does not need to worry about the Arctium merchants. He revealed to her that all the materials used for the reconstruction of the Forest of Beasts outpost, which was recently destroyed by the orc attack in Perdium, are being purchased through their merchant guild. He explained to Amelia that they are recouping all the support funds Count Rayfold sends to Perdium every year. He told her that they are also recruiting all the soldiers and knights leaving Perdium. He revealed to her that many of the soldiers are well trained from battles against the barbarian tribes, which make them excellent quality. Amelia commended her knight on his success. She reminded him to always maintain the appearance of an ordinary merchant guild. She explained to Bernaf that they cannot let their true identity be exposed until they have built up their strength. While they were talking, a steward comes to interrupt them. Bernaf stood up and told the man that the mistress is resting. He asked the steward to tell him who gave him permission to step into the garden. The steward explained to the knight that he just received news from the gate that Ghislain has come to visit. Amelia was surprised to hear this. She asked the steward to tell her why Ghislain came. The man revealed to her that our boy said that he has something to discuss about their merchant guild. Amelia and her knight were shocked to hear this. The scene shifts and we are taken to the visitor's room. Amelia stepped into the room and sat down. She saw our boy wearing a rough coat. He was holding a small flower. Ghislain greeted the girl. Amelia told our boy that his visit is quite unpleasant. She told him that he came without any prior notification. She asked him if he has not yet learned manners or etiquette. With a smile on his face, Ghislain told the girl that he wanted to give her a gift in advance because her birthday is coming soon. Our boy placed the flower he was holding on the table. He explained to her that he got the flower from the merchant guild up ahead. He told her that the fragrance is quite nice. He explained to her that he plans to buy flowers from the guild from now on. Ghislain revealed to her that the guild is known as the Arctium Merchant Guild. Amelia could not comprehend what our boy was thinking. She stood up and told him that she does not know what he is talking about. She turned around and told Ghislain that she will be leaving now that she has received his gift. With a cold gaze in his eyes, Ghislain asked the girl to sit down. Amelia was shocked to feel the energy our boy was releasing. She could not believe that the guy who used to be barely able to speak when he stood in front of her was releasing such a powerful energy. Ghislain picked up the tea in front of him. He told Amelia that he does not want to waste her time. He revealed to her that he needs some money. He asked Amelia to give him 10,000 gold. Amelia was shocked to hear this. She could not believe that Ghislain visited her out of nowhere and is asking her to give him a large amount of money. She asked our boy if this is the will of his father. Ghislain assured her that his father has nothing to do with this. He asked her to simply give it to him. Our boy poured the tea on the floor. With a smile on his face, Ghislain told the girl that she never planned to marry him. Amelia was shocked to hear this. Our boy told her that it will be bad for her if word gets out that she is secretly building up her power, especially when the succession fight is quite fierce. The moment our boy said this, Amelia's cat jumped on the table and growled at him. Amelia told our boy that his joke is not funny. Ghislain assured the girl that he will keep her secret for a little while. He told her that his lips might be loose if he leaves the room empty-handed. With a smile on her face, Amelia assured our boy that it won't happen. Immediately she said this, she called for Bernarf. The knight opened the door and stepped into the room. He placed his hand on his chest and greeted Ghislain. Ghislain remembered Bernaf as a knight that has always stayed by Amelia's side. He remembered that Bernaf was a skilled individual who possesses the potential to be compared to the finest sword of the north. Our boy explained to Amelia that a war will break out if he dies there. He asked her if she can handle this. According to Amelia, a ruffian barged in and caused chaos. He was killed by the escort knight because of his actions. She revealed to him that this is what the world will hear about his demise. With a smile on her face, Amelia ordered Bernaf to kill Ghislain. The knight drew his sword when he heard this. Our boy did not expect Amelia to react this way. He realized that he had no choice but to get a little serious. He placed his hand on his sword hilt. Before Ghislain could attack, he noticed that Bernaf was smiling. Our boy found this to be weird. The moment he saw this, he heard a sound. An assassin jumped out of one of the knight armors that was behind Ghislain. The assassin stabbed Ghislain's chair. Fortunately, our boy managed to jump out of the chair and go low. As the assassin struggled to remove his sword, he gave him a heavy kick in his chest. The assassin was sent flying. His body broke the window. Amelia and Bernaf were shocked to see this. Ghislain turned to them. He could not believe that Amelia was feigning politeness while she launched a surprise attack. He picked up his sword and told them that they have a poor hospitality. Immediately he said this. Ghislain charged at Bernaf. He swung his sword at the knight, but he managed to block it. With a cold gaze in his eyes, Ghislain asked Bernaf if their county does not know about chivalry. Bernaf apologized to him. He reminded Ghislain that he was the first to be rude to Amelia. He told him that it is inconsiderate of him to arrive unannounced, and to make his mistress unsettled. He grabbed Ghislain's sword and locked it in his arms. He told him that he does not need to be polite to someone like him. Immediately he said this, he attacked our boy. Ghislain easily dodged the attack. He jumped and used his leg to kick Bernaf back. The two of them created some space between themselves. Bernaf had heard that our boy was all talk with no skill to back his words. However, the Ghislain in front of him did not seem like a rookie. Amelia asked her knight to tell her why he is fighting like this. With a look of anger on her face, she ordered Bernaf to bring her Ghislain's head. She told him that he has to do this if he considers himself as her sword. Upon hearing this, Bernaf took a stance and released his energy. He asked Ghislain to step forward. Our boy smiled when he heard this. He could not believe that a mere escort knight dared to order him around. Bernaf told our boy that he was actually doing him a favor. He put his leg forward and told Ghislain that he will do as he wishes. Immediately he said this, he appeared in front of our boy. He swung his sword at him. Ghislain was shocked to see him. He barely managed to dodge his attack. Even though he dodged the attack, Bernaf managed to leave a cut on his face. Our boy was shocked to see how fast he was. Bernaf began to attack Ghislain more fiercely. Our boy managed to block the attacks. Amelia was shocked to see what was happening. She could not believe that a lousy punk like Ghislain is actually fighting on equal footing with Bernaf. Even though she saw what was happening, she was certain that her knight was still stronger. Our boy blocked another one of the knight's attack. He locked his sword down and moved his sword close to his neck. Before our boy could hurt him, Bernaf moved his sword back and locked Ghislain's sword with his arm. He attacked Ghislain the moment he did this. Our boy smiled when he saw the technique. He could not believe that the knight was using the same technique as earlier. He jumped and tried to take away his sword the same way he did before. Unfortunately for him, something was different. Ghislain was shocked to see that he couldn't take out his sword. Bernaf's body was being strengthened with his mana. He told our boy that his trick won't work twice. The moment he said this, he slammed our boy to the ground. He quickly rushed to attack him. Ghislain pushed his sword away and jumped back to create some space between them. Our boy realized that the man was able to hold on to him because of his mana. The knight told Ghislain that he is actually completely different from the rumors. He said that a person never truly knows a lot until you have fought the opponent yourself. Bernaf could tell that Ghislain's swordsmanship was not something he learned systematically. He told our boy that it looks like something he picked up through real combat experiences. With an arrogant look on his face, he asked him if he has fought with the barbarians so often that he naturally adopted their style. Immediately he said this. He threw away our boy's sword. He told Ghislain that his method only works on a chaotic battlefield. With a smile on his face, Bernaf told our boy that his deviation ends now. While breathing heavily, Ghislain acknowledges the fact that things are difficult. The narrow and precise thrusts of Bernaf's blade that constantly targets the head messes with Ghislain's sense of distance and timing. And at a close range, the difference in size makes it difficult to overcome him with techniques alone. In the first place, Bernaf was not someone that Ghislain should have tried to take on yet. Our boy raised his hand. We see a mana thread attached to it. He told the knight that he also doesn't have a lot of time left. The moment he said this, he pulled the thread. Bernaf was surprised to see mana in form of a thread. He did not know what our boy was doing. Before he could react, Ghislain used his sword hilt to hit him at the back of his head. The moment the man lost his stance, our boy moved close to him and used his knee to give him a heavy blow on his face. Bernaf could not understand what was happening. He did not know how Ghislain got his sword close to him. Amelia quickly called out to her knight. Ghislain raised his sword and attacked the knight. Surprisingly, Bernaf was actually able to block the attack. He used his sword to push our boy back. Our boy managed to maintain his stance. Upon seeing how the fight was going, Bernaf asked his mistress to leave the room. He explained to her that he cannot guarantee her safety. With a serious look on his face, the knight said that he will have to start doing his best. Our boy told the man that this is what he wants to see. With a cold gaze in his eyes, Ghislain said that he has not met such an entertaining opponent in a long time. The scene shifts and we see Amelia running away with her cat. The girl was annoyed to see that Ghislain would cause her such a terrible humiliation. Amelia wondered about who leaked the information about the merchant guild to a madman like our boy. She believed that it was impossible for Ghislain to know about it in so much detail if no one told him. The girl realized that the rumors about Ghislain slaying orcs and saving his younger sister from assassins were true. Due to our boy's past, Amelia believed that her fiancé must have been lucky or he exaggerated the information. She could not believe that Ghislain actually did all these things. While running, Amelia turned to a corner. She wondered about what the guards which she stationed there were doing. When the girl looked around, she saw her guards lying on the ground. She saw a woman in a hood standing in the middle of them. The woman turned around and smiled at Amelia. She told her that it has been a while since they met. The woman turns out to be Belinda. Amelia was shocked to see the maid. She asked her about what she is doing there. Immediately she asked this question, Belinda appeared next to her with a blade to her neck. She asked her to keep quiet. Amelia was shocked to see a blade at her neck. Belinda noticed that Amelia still had a spider on her lips. The spider turns out to be real. The maid removed the spider away from her lips. With a smile on her face, Belinda revealed to her that she eavesdropped on Count Perdium and Count Rayfold during the engagement ceremony. The maid heard that Amelia's siblings picked on her for having creepy spiders around. The girl raised the spiders herself and took her revenge. Belinda told the girl that she does not understand why she still wears a spider. She asked her if it is to overcome trauma or if it is a display of self-assertion. She threw the spider to the floor and told Amelia that it does not suit her. Immediately she said this, she crushed the insect with her leg. She asked Amelia to cooperate with her. The scene shifts and we are taken back into the room. Ghislain noticed that the air was rough. He was surprised to feel the overwhelming amount of mana which Bernaf was releasing. Bernaf remembered that our boy referred to him as an entertaining opponent. He told Ghislain that only a lowly mercenary would say such a thing. He could not believe that Ghislain was calling himself a noble like his mistress. Our boy was surprised to hear this. He reminded the knight that he is an escort. He asked him not to question his nobility. Bernaf rushed to attack Ghislain when he heard this. Our boy managed to block his fast attack. With a serious look on his face, he asked our boy to not disgrace the nobility. Immediately he said this, he began to attack faster. His attacks were on a whole different level from before. Ghislain was surprised to see how fast the attacks were. Our boy still managed to block them. Even though he was blocking the attacks, our boy was still having a hard time. He was surprised to see how the knight was pushing forward so fiercely. Ghislain became annoyed. He told Bernaf that he has done enough. He used his sword to push his sword aside. He tried to pierce the knight's head. Bernaf managed to use his sword to intercept the attack. He bent our boy's sword and pushed him back. The man told Ghislain that he just used his final attack. He thrust his sword at our boy. His sword landed on Ghislain's body. To his surprise, Ghislain used his shoulder to take on his blade. Bernaf realized that our boy braced himself for the injury and used his shoulder to push away his blade. Ghislain quickly attacked the knight with this chance. Bernaf managed to block it. The knight realized that he could never let his guard down until the very end. He pushed our boy's sword and locked it down. He used his leg to kick him away. He told Ghislain that this is the difference between him and a person who wields a sword for entertainment. While breathing heavily, Ghislain thinks about how entertaining the fight is. With overwhelming speed, range, and consecutive attacks, Bernaf controls the flow of the fight. Any attempt to counter him in close quarters through grappling is instantly shut down. In a binding clash, Bernaf makes it seem like their swords are locked together. This is done to deceive Ghislain into thinking that the swords cannot be separated. With his current mana, it was impossible for our boy to counter his strength. The situation was not looking good for Ghislain. Of course, our boy could not counter Bernaf with the mana he is right now. While Ghislain was thinking, Bernaf charged at him. Our boy felt bad that he had to end the fight here. He raised his sword and took a stance. There was one thing which Bernaf overlooked. This was Ghislain's unique mana cultivation technique. Our boy unleashed his third core and charged at the man. The moment their swords touched, Ghislain pushed it down with his strength and knocked it out of his hand. Bernaf was shocked to see this. He did not understand how Ghislain got such an explosive mana during combat. Before our boy could pierce Bernaf's head, someone asked him to stop. The person turns out to be Amelia. With a look of anger on her face, the girl asked Ghislain to take the 10,000 gold and to get out of her sight. Our boy felt irritated when he heard this. He told the girl that it would have been better if she had just handed over the money when he asked nicely. He removed his sword from Bernaf's head. Belinda told her master that what he has done is a bit too much to call it a lover's quarrel. Ghislain assured her that they simply had a difference in opinion. He walked up to Amelia and told her that he has some unfortunate news for her. He placed his sword on his shoulder and revealed to the girl that the fee has gone up to 20,000 gold. Guys, we have come to the end of our video. If you guys want more of this recap, let me know in the comments section. Don't forget to like and smash that subscribe button for more recaps. See you guys later.